Ask your doctor about Invokana.
Introducing CBC Listen, award-winning CBC podcasts, live local CBC radio and news features, and hundreds of CBC music playlists, together for free. It's love at first listen with CBC Listen.
Celebrate Asian Heritage Month on CBC, CBC Gem, and at CBC.
Let's make out.
But your mamu's in the house, right?
So?
Isn't it weird?
We're not normal. Normal is so 2019.
Shut up.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs field is set. Sign up now for the Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge to see if you can predict the playoffs. Visit nhl.com/bracket.
You want me to draw ketchup?
Heinz bottle.
I don't even know if I spelled the name right.
Heinz ketchup bottle.
Got a little bit old school.
It's fresh. It's mustard.
That's mustard.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye to our first home was bittersweet, but Chris worked around our busy schedule to secure the financing we needed to get us into our forever home.
Our mortgage brokers are here for you every step of the way. Dominion Lending Centers, we've got a mortgage for that.
There's a better way with Dulux. And until May 9th, buy one, get one free on interior and exterior paint. Find your local paint store at dulux.ca.
Want your clothes to smell freshly washed all day without heavy perfumes? Now they can with Downy Light In-Wash Freshness Boosters. Just pour a capful of beads into your washing machine before each load to give your laundry a light scent that lasts longer than detergent alone, with no heavy perfumes or dyes. Finally, a light scent that lasts all day. Downy Light, available in 4 naturally inspired scents.
On the floor, you know that I'm coming back for more. Take it slow, I'm burning, baby, you know.
Fabulous 40 minutes for Toronto. They lead 4-0 as we head to the third period. Yesterday, a delegation from the Maple Leafs, headed up by President Brendan Shanahan, there's Wendell Clark, Rick Vine, Doug Gilmour, paid their respects with Guy Lafleur playing in state in Montreal for 2 days. And funeral tomorrow, we will have coverage on Sportsnet at 10:30 in the morning. Brian Engblom is here with the Tampa Bay Lightning broadcast crew, and he will, as a former teammate, be making his way to Montreal for the funeral tomorrow. So we start the third, and it starts 4-on-4. Haven't had as much 5-on-5 as you might have expected. Your thoughts on starting the period 4-on-4?
Yeah, a little open ice, and here, if you're the Leafs, it's been a great 2 periods to this point. Just keep the confidence, keep the energy, keep everything going forward.
Here's Marner with a touch pass to Matthews, roaring in, and a shot right on goal. Marner swept it across. It's Riley with Liljegren on the defensive pairing to start 4-on-4. Morgan Riley setting up Mitch Marner's goal. First time in the playoffs, Matthews and Marner scored in the same game. Riley with a shot right on through a screen. Sergachev around. Cirelli looked like he was headed off, but comes back to play the puck. Teams change, 45 seconds left, 4-on-4. Hagel and Engvall in the box. Braden Point turns back. David Kampf out there. One of 8 players in NHL history to score his first 2 Stanley Cup playoff goals shorthanded. Kampf for Brody. Up around from Mikheyev, and still trying to bat it out of there. Got help from Brody, and he'll take charge. Bouncing in center. John Tavares played just 2 minutes and 53 seconds last year in the playoffs. We all remember the terrible collision that ended his postseason. There's Engvall into the box, into the attack. Liljegren, Giordano called for it. Tees up and fires, and that deflects wide. Liljegren sends it back in. Here's Engvall. Giordano in front. Nylander couldn't tame a bouncing puck, and the Lightning are away. Andre Palat scoops it past Giordano. There's Liljegren sending it around. Blackwell off the bench, and he'll flip it back to the Lightning line. Pass for foot broken up, 2-on-1. Engvall to the net, in front. That one off a stick wide with Andre Kase on the other side. Kase chasing back Sergachev. Lyubushkin back in his own zone for Riley. Wayne Simmons out there. Kase to an open wing, and Ryan McDonough off the boards. Gobbled up by Kase to Simmons. Last playoff goal was 2014 for Simmons, part of a hat trick against the New York Rangers. And he rides Maroon into the late bench. As those two get reacquainted. Erik Cernak ahead. Drops it down into the Leaf zone, and Matthews back along with Muzzin. Past Riley, it skips up the center. Cernak turns it back in. There's Colton hit along the boards. Riley got his man, and now Kerfoot took it away from Colton. It gets past Cernak and out. Here's Matthews picking it off at the line. Down low, Marner with that swivel move, and he sent it wide. Anything you're seeing in particular here in the first 4 minutes?
I think the key is that at no time have the Leafs been hemmed in really in this game at all. Anything that's been 5-on-5 or to start this period 4-on-4, they've been the one with the puck. They've been controlling it, and you saw Engvall was trying to get some patience there to get across seam. Simmons gets a one-time opportunity to get it in on Maroon, and a nice little move by Marner. He absorbed the hit as he knew McDonough was closing in on him. He didn't have a lane to the front of the net.
Not right to Vasilevsky. With before tonight, it's the 6th time in the last 11 games that Vasilevsky's surrendered at least 4. Cirelli's shot off Giordano wide. Liljegren after it against Killorn. Back to Hedman, slot, and points back in is off target, and the Leafs chop it away.
I was saying, Chris, for Sheldon Keefe, he's just got to be pleased, though, that you expect with this Tampa team that you're going to have to get through some shifts with all kinds of pressure. And instead, they just haven't had any defensive lapses in their own zone. If anything, they're the one that are creating the chances off of turnovers at the other end.
Blackwell with Engvall back in, and that one scooped aside by Vasilevsky. Blackwell to the line. TJ Brodie shooting right on. Engvall cruising in front of the net, and now Muzzin moves up. Around it goes where Blackwell got bumped by Killorn. It'll stay in the zone as Blackwell gets tied up by Hedman. Off the boards, and now turning back is Ruda. Past 5 minutes of the third. Shots now 26-16 Toronto. Up ahead for Andre Palat. In behind the net, Morgan Riley, and around for Kerfoot. And he'll just flip it away. Kase nearly got loose. Cal Foot turns back. He hits Palat as he moves in, and back it comes. Foot shot, and that went way wide. Sergachev. For Palat, who swings it in. Steven Stamkos. Back to Sergachev. Kucherov, and Stamkos' shot blocked by Riley. Here's Sergachev. Glove stop. Jack Campbell.
Download the app and see for yourself why Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook.
You start checking some boxes off. Okay, check for the penalty kill, a shorthanded goal, check for the power play. Well, how about Jack Campbell? He hasn't been the busier of the two, but he has looked razor sharp, smile on his face, confidence. We talked about last year, a 1.81 average last year. He was excellent in the 7-game loss. And here to start, couldn't ask for a better start for number 36.
The Leafs took a 3-1 lead in that series. It was on the strength of a .943 Campbell save percentage. Engvall strides out along with McKayev, racing into the Lightning zone. Knocked down by Chernak. Trying to stay on the puck there. Belmar takes it away. Up for Maroon. John Cooper going back to this fourth line that has been together for the entire season. Belmar swings back towards Chernak. Maroon will take over. His shot from distance doesn't get to the net and knocked away. In fact, quite surprised, that fourth line has had the 12th most minutes of any line in the league this year together. That's a sign of the fact they have been together for the entire 82 games.
How about the resurgence of Corey Perry? 19 goals on the year. The line has scored 39 as a group. So lots of confidence for the head coach.
Bolton took down Brody. Blackwell was upended. Play continues. And then comes Nylander following up Blackwell. And it's getting physical out there. Simmons just missed with a Richter scale hit. Muzzle will bounce it back in. Delayed offside. Blackwell's got to clear. And he'll head off. And now both teams make changes. And we've played 7.5 minutes of the third, and the score remains the same. That pass off Kasha. Turning back Sergachev. Put ahead, looking for Killorn all the way to Campbell. Campbell out of the net to play it around. Riley to Engvall. And now Lyubushkin onto the right side for Kasha. He'll send it wide of the net. Engvall couldn't reach the ricochet, and it's played back to the Leaf line. Lyubushkin gave it away to Point, but closes back on Point to regain possession for Toronto. And Kasha will dump it in and get a change. Here's a open in! Scores! Matthews has got another!
In the regular season, this is just a dump-in change, and look at everybody's changing. Ruda's going, the puck bounces over the stick of Vasilevsky, and another frustrating moment for him. He went to go play it, couldn't get there, and then you can't allow Matthews a half-open net. Matthews jumps in on it, sees the bouncing puck, a couple of quick strides, and then a quick release. And it's been that kind of night. You need your stars to get into this series early on, and it's been the stars of the Toronto Maple Leafs that have done just so.
And a feel-good opener for Toronto. The Stars have scored. The supporting cast has done their job. The special teams are all on the board. And so far, Campbell has got it done airtight at the other end.
That should be Andre Kasha's. I was just about to say Kasha's looked really sharp in his first game back. And that should be his second assist of the game.
Back to the line. McDonough holds the zone. That bounces towards the net. And Campbell's going to hear the soup chants as he holds on. So Austin Matthews, 3 goals in 3 games against the Lightning in the regular season, has doubled down tonight. And the Leafs have a 5-goal lead.
Cool down with the newest Quencher. Made with freshly brewed iced tea. Paired with a taste of tropical passion fruit for instant refreshment. Quench your thirst with Quenchers. Now with new passion fruit tea lemonade. It's time for Tim's.
It's all right.
Can I pause my mortgage payment this month?
With a flexible TD Mortgage, speed up or slow down payments if you need to. TD, ready to help you move forward.
Imagine having the elite performance of Goodyear, now on your Skechers. Enhance your traction, durability, and stability with Skechers, featuring the top-tier performance of premium Goodyear rubber. Get all-season performance with Goodyear and Skechers.
It's like time completely stops.
You don't have any fear of being at the front line? And I'm just like, no.
I fear to fail.
What do we do to make a change?
The story needs to be told. We have to tell this story.
Top Performer is brought to you by the GMC Terrain AT4 and Elevation. It had been a long time since Mitch Marner scored a playoff goal, 18 games to be exact, dating back to 2019. A lot of pressure on Marner coming into this series, but you wouldn't know it watching him arrive to the rink earlier today with Pistol Pete Flagler, a beloved member of the Maple Leafs equipment staff. And Lucky Charm, clearly Marner a great start so far to this series, guys.
Big weight off his shoulders. Those two both on the board tonight with 3 of the 5 Leaf goals from the two big guns. From the draw, swept off the stick of foot by McHale out to center. 9 minutes into the third period. Game 2 on Wednesday.
How important that is, too, to now not have to be answering questions about what happened or when's it going to come for you. You had a great start to the series. You continue the role that's been an amazing regular season as well.
Brody off the boards out to McKeon at center. Jake Muzzin, who opened proceedings tonight, plays it inside the Lightning line. There were lots of questions when the Leafs went into Tampa and got spanked 8-1. There was plenty of cause for concern. That was just part of the Lightning roll down the stretch.
Well, even John Cooper said that's only one game. That's not going to have an effect here. If anything, it got the attention of the Maple Leafs and allowed Sheldon Keefe to get his team even more motivated. Not that you need it anymore coming into a big playoff series.
Simmons with a check that ignites the crowd here at Scotiabank. We're trying to get on Andre Vasilevsky.
Now you got Perry and Maroon going after Simmons, and wisely so. Just get out of there. It's about timing, understanding, turn your cheek. Now you make the other guys look foolish.
Well, Perry's may have found a partner over on the far side. And
don't give them a chance to try to get anything out of it. And the last thing you want to do is lose one of your key players in a fight. Let them talk to themselves. That's a wise play by Simmons to just turn your back and look at the scoreboard. Don't get involved.
There's the hit that got the fan reaction. Got a reaction from Perry as well.
So fly, baby, so high, baby. I'm 20,000 plus feet.
Oh.
Vic?
Hey Siri, send $50 to Liz for the dry cleaning.
Switch to RBC and get AirPods Pro at no cost. Lemons. Lemons, lemons, lemons. Look how nice they are. The moment you become an Expedia member, you can instantly start saving on your travels. So you can go and see all those lovely, lemony lemons. And never wonder if you got a good deal. Because you did.
Welcome to the Subway Eat Fresh Refresh.
Logo's on the other side, Mark.
With new menu items like Maplewood smoked bacon and ham and smashed avocado and turkey.
Was that lettuce?
Subway, eat fresh, refresh.
Okay, cut.
Juno's promo, take one.
Hi, Simu. Super excited. We just need a normal, everyday walk.
You got it. Roll camera.
The Junos, hosted by Simu Liu, live May 15th on CBC.
That felt pretty good.
Well, while we were away, it went beyond borderline violence. We had a line brawl here. Started with Corey Perry, and then everybody got involved, and here it is.
It almost seemed to be diffused, and then Simmons goes after Hedman, and now you got Labushkin. It's a hard punch from Perry, and it's the one is Morgan Riley ended up in a couple of different fights. Found himself trying to hold off Maroon. That happened for a while. And then he ended up the 244s later on as Maroon got away from the pile, was separated and taken away. And Ruda, who went after Blackwell, ended up coming back and getting to Morgan Riley, and Morgan Riley absolutely fed him one as he was falling down here.
Riley evened his scorecard overnight with the back-to-back fights.
You know, this all started really with Perry after the hit that Simmons made. He's the one that started the talking with Simmons. In came Maroon. There's the aftermath of Ruda as he went after Morgan Riley.
Paul Dvorsky is the series supervisor, and there'll be a full report on this, and there might be some suspensions out of this as well.
Yeah, at the beginning, credit to Simmons, he really did try to just diffuse it and ignore Corey Perry and ignore Maroon, but the aftermath in the corner as we went for break, guys couldn't help themselves. And I know if you're Sheldon Keefe and you're watching Morgan Riley, how important he is. You know, when Hedman became the target, that changed things for the Lightning as well. They got back into the pile. Oh, welcome to the playoffs, guys.
Total set that game in Tampa in April, and I guess nobody's surprised in a 5-goal game that this might have erupted.
That's how it all began. One hard hit, not a dirty hit, but look at Perry. He's chipping away at Simmons, couple of slashes, a little bit of talk. Maroon sees that that's happening. He comes in, and as I said, Simmons, the veteran, knows, hey, it's a 5-0 game. I'm not going to get involved, not going to do anything. At the end of it, players just couldn't help themselves, and you end up with pretty much everybody squaring off at one point.
John Cooper's expression hasn't changed much throughout the game.
You see the ice bag with Morgan Riley. That's for me going, it's hands. I mean, how many guys have lost a great opportunity to play in a needless fight? And I'm sure Kevin Bieksa can tell a few instances of not only his own hands, but other fighters. And here in a 5-0 game, you just don't want to jeopardize what's been just a amazing start for the Leafs here on home ice in game number 1.
And Riley will head off now as well. Everybody involved might be sent to the respective rooms. I was going to say, John Cooper surprised me a little today. He actually volunteered the comment, if we lose, we'll just go about our business. You don't usually hear the if we lose from a coach heading into the playoffs, but a veteran guy who is looking at a long run and now maybe finding out that this first round is going to be a handful.
Well, and you think it's just preparing for the potential for what can happen with a team that's played a lot of hockey. 25 games 2 years ago en route to the Stanley Cup, 23 last year. He knows that there's going to be some challenges. Does your team have the energy? It's been a lot of hockey in a short period of time, so you're going to have to push buttons differently. And part of that is the persona that, you know, we'll take what comes. We know how to handle these situations. I said at the beginning, at the other side, for Sheldon Keefe, you know, you're just hoping that you can claw some positive out of the first game, and to see that 5-minute power play happen early on had to give him a little bit of a lump in his throat, but I think the way that the penalty killing has been brilliant in this game is really a huge catalyst for the Leafs' success tonight.
Leafs going to get a 4-minute power play out of this. Corey Perry gets the 4 minutes on the board that produces the man advantage. A lot of other bookkeeping on penalties still to come. I don't think we'll get to 114 minutes, but
it's early. It's still 9:51 to go.
So ready to resume action with Tavares winning the face-off. And again, Leafs on the power play. They have a 5-on-3 power play goal tonight. Marner trying to get it back to the line. Nylander will send it around. Here's Matthews moving up. Sidestep to hit there as Cole lined him up. There's a blast wide of the target. Matthews steps up again. Marner on the far side. Nylander. Giordano out of the reach of Matthews. Tavares in the corner and Matthews in support. Nylander fanned on it. And Marner in a pretty good spot. And may have been thinking about that. Marner back into the slot. And there's Nylander again. For Tavares. Cirelli knocked down in the corner by Nylander. And played past Giordano and out. Under 9 minutes remaining in the third period. A minute gone in the double minor to Perry. And that penalty being served by Ross Colton. So Perry's night's done. In comes Liljegren. One hands it behind the net for Engvall. Andre Kasha swings it back towards Engvall. Engvall to the line for Brody. Engvall back to Brody. Timothy Liljegren. Leafs passing on the outside. There's Engvall in front. McKayev, loose puck. Liljegren. Oh, it's swept off the line. How did that not go in? Knocked off the line when it looked like Liljegren had a sure goal.
Sergachev got his stick in there. The question, did it go over or did it stay outside? We'll hear a buzzer if it did.
Engvall again. The second power play unit's looking dangerous. McKayev, Kasha parked in front. Back up top, Brody. Liljegren again. Brody with the first half of this double minor gone. Down low again, Engvall looking for McKayev. Here's McKayev after Liljegren took a hit. Brody, one time, Engvall right on. And Vasilevsky able to reel back the rebound.
Oh, a couple close calls right in tight as Vasilevsky pokes this one out. There's the backhand. Oh, right. One hand on his stick. There's a buzzer happening now. Did it go in? Yeah, I think this is going to be. Oh, wow. Can you see enough of white? That is about as close as you're going to get as Vasilevsky tries to poke that out of harm's way. Liljegren thinks he's got one. He can't believe when he got up that the puck's in the corner. But this merits almost an X-ray type vision. That looked like it may have gone over, but it has to be completely, and there has to be some white between the puck and the goal line.
So Dan O'Rourke, Brian Pochmera having a look along with the Situation Room in Toronto.
That one there looks like there's a sliver of white.
Liljegren thought he had scored, and
after video review, the call on the ice stands. There is no goal on the play.
Wow. That last look was a good one, and even out of off the ice, it was Sergachev's stick that kept it from going in.
Liljegren's watching the replay right now on the big screen. He can't believe it. And Sergachev, as I said, just one hand on his stick was able to make the play.
A minute 33 to go in the Leaf power play with Holton serving the double minor to Perry. reminder, if you're looking for the Oilers game, you can watch it on Sportsnet West. Puck drop just over 10 minutes away in the second half of our opening night doubleheader. The Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers getting set from Edmonton. John Tavares over the line, back to Giordano. Nylander, been a patient power play here for the Leafs. Sitting on a 5-goal lead. Matthews fires Tavares in front. Nylander, a follow-up, and couldn't come up with it. And Palat's away with Hagel. Back for Andre Palat, and that shot blocked by Giordano. Matthews bumped into Palat, and the Leafs get it back. 40 seconds left on the power play as they make changes. Matthews stays out under 6.5 to go. TJ Brody sends it down into the Lightning zone, and ball after it against Sergachev. Kasha follows up as they jam along the boards and stays in the zone. Here's Mikheyev firing it, and that's blocked by Foot. Mikheyev gets his own rebound back to Brody. Engvall, Brody again, shooting. Looked like it hit Tavares and went wide. Tavares heading to the bench as it slides back into the Leaf zone.
Not a whole lot on that 4-minute power play, except 4 minutes have gone by and you've been in the offensive zone the whole time. The clock is the Leafs' friend right now.
Almost looked like that's how they were playing it too.
It's not wanting to take a chance, not wanting to open up an odd man potential turnover the other way.
Here comes Killorn on the backhand, and that's off Muzzin. Killorn got his own rebound back to the line, and now it's Colton who was in the box. Campbell stopped that. Jake Muzzin had to play it up the boards, hit the official. Muzzin an outlet, and that one scooped by Kemp. Wide of the net, Foot holds the zone. Down low, it's Killorn. Tied up by Muzzin. Anthony Cirelli to Hedman. It was vacuumed up by Campbell. We'll wait a little longer to see if anything develops with under 5 minutes left in the third.
There are those who idle, and those who never seem to stop. They can't. They have to keep moving, refusing to rest, reimagining what's possible, getting it done. That's what we did when we redesigned the GMC Terrain, and those are the people we did it for. Introducing the first ever GMC Terrain AT4 and the redesigned Terrain Elevation.
New Densify from Crest Pro Health.
We want to keep our teeth strong like our bones, so Crest has you covered. Crest Densify actively rebuilds tooth density for stronger teeth.
Smile, Crest has you covered.
If you don't stain your deck, it's like the previous owner is still hanging around. So today, let's stain with Behr, Canada's most trusted brand of exterior stain, and make your deck yours. Behr, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Nothing better than taking a me day.
Imagine if every day were a me day. The BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite card makes every day more rewarding with 5 times the points on the things you love, like grabbing coffee, going to restaurants.
Food delivery?
You bet. Even ride sharing. And you can spend your points like cash on the things you really want.
Like my own hot tub?
Whose hot tub is this?
When a bank makes every day more rewarding, that's the BMO effect.
Oh, just gonna have a nice meal and, watch something funny.
Jack Campbell was his usual calm, cool, and quirky self yesterday when speaking to the media. We still don't know what movie he watched or what that pregame meal was, but whatever it was, it has worked so far for him. A great start to this series for Jack Campbell. Chris Craig.
Indeed, Campbell with 21 stops. I just did some quick math, and I shouldn't, but I think it's up to 98 penalty minutes with that last line brawl between the two teams. Oh, I told you I shouldn't do math. It's 102. Here's Campbell down in front as the Lightning were threatening, but the puck cleared back into Tampa territory.
And you got pointed out now, finally, with Kucherov and Stamkos. The lineup's been a little bit different.
Oh, breakaway pass for Engvall just failed to click. It's the top line that has been used more than any other for, I guess not, because it's usually Point, Stamkos, and Palat, but Stamkos missing wide there. John Cooper likes to use a lot of different combinations, and the one that's been most successful lately has been one he hasn't used a whole lot. That's Stamkos with Kucherov and Palat. Bolton's in. Here's a chance for Hagel, and the best stop of the night for Campbell.
Download the BetMGM apps today and tap into the nonstop action in casino and sports.
Just a little exclamation point for Jack Campbell there. Right down the alley is Hagel in great positioning outside, top of his blue paint. Another key glove save for Campbell to get the fans on their feet yelling soup.
3 points for Matthews tonight, 2-1. Mitch Marner's got 3 points. Andre Kasha and Morgan Riley with 2 points apiece. And
how about the battle for Campbell going through a little bit of injury, the rib bothering him, and he was having a stretch where 4 or 5 goals going against, and finishing the year though 8-0-2 just settled him down, got him some confidence, and couldn't have asked for a better start to this year's playoffs with the way he's settled in here tonight.
And you consider Jake Muzzin coming back off injury, just 6 games since he went out in February. First game back since mid-March for Andre Kasha. Muzzin scores tonight. Kasha 2 assists. So the Leafs getting help off the injury list in this game and in the last week or so.
And somebody you didn't have in the lineup with the team last year is addition of Camp. David Camp has been solid all year, and that short-handed goal was an awfully big one too.
Centered for Paul, but knocked away. Good stick by Muzzin, and McKayev out, and he'll bounce it in for Engvall with 3 minutes left in the third. There's David Camp knocking it off the stick of Hagel. Sergachev idling behind the net. Looks for Paul into the elite zone for Paul. Sends that wide. That's Palat flying in there. But Liljegren with the defensive play, an outlet for Tavares, and he'll scoop it up.
And there's another Timothy Liljegren. Great first game is on the back end for Toronto. He's proven the value of getting the nod above Justin Hall. He's had a lot of playoff games for this Leaf team, but he's been excellent in the game.
Liljegren Stanley Cup playoff debut, as is for Colin Blackwell here tonight.
Those are the little experiments that Sheldon Keefe used through the good last half of the season when they got healthy on the back end. You had the addition of Giordano, which really settled, I thought, Liljegren down as they were partnered up for a while. I think that really aided him in settling into his game.
Face-off won by the Lightning. Hedman shot right on. Back to the line for Foot. They reload to Hedman. Rink wide. Stamkos off the post. Campbell may have got a piece of it, but it hit iron too. 2 minutes left. Lightning trying to get on the board here. Try and start some momentum for game 2 on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's 2 pretty quick shifts for that line, isn't it? As John Cooper trying to get at least something late in the game to get some positives out of this for his top guys.
Foot ahead at the line. It's turned over, and Kerfoot plays it back. Here's Jake Muzzin. Working it ahead with his old partner, TJ Brody. It's scooped in by Engvall. Now Chernak up at center. Pass knocked down, and Engvall, who's had a strong night too, plays it back to Matthews. Final minute here in the third, and the fans who are not in the building for 2 years of playoffs will let them have their say. Icing call with 32.8 to go, and only one thing left to decide. Well, it's only one, but it has been a perfect start on this journey for the Leafs.
It's been a convincing one, and the players talking about the impact of the fans, and it was felt. It was loud early. They've been on their feet, and their home teams had a heck of a start to this series.
Brody looks up ice. Now Mikheyev. Closing time here in Toronto in Game 1. Austin Matthews, 2 goals and an assist to lead the charge. The Leafs had a shorthanded goal from David Kampf. They scored 5 on 3. And Mitch Marner ended his playoff drought. All in all, just what the Leafs were hoping for to take Game 1. Here's Ron McLean.
Chris, you and Craig and Sean McKenzie will be filing from Scotiabank Arena immediately, and that'll be on Sportsnet 1. Extended coverage of Toronto's very impressive 5-0 triumph here over Tampa. Sportsnet 1, Sportsnet Central will have extended coverage for you reacting to that game. Meantime, as you know, the Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers open their series. Let's send it out to Rogers in Edmonton. Harner Ryan sings with Louis DeBrusque. Harner Ryan, over to you for Game 1.
We'd like to welcome the viewers who are taking in the Game 1 battle between Toronto and Tampa Bay. And after a grueling 82-game regular season, the best time of the year has finally arrived in Edmonton. The quest for the hardest trophy to win in sports has officially begun, and for the first time in 30 years, the Edmonton Oilers are set to face off against the Los Angeles Kings in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Two-time Stanley Cup champion, 36-year-old Jonathan Quick will start tonight. Quick made 46 starts in the regular season and ended off strong with 5 victories. At the other end, after making just 27 starts in the regular season, 40-year-old veteran Mike Smith gets the nod in Game 1. He's coming in hot, as he was named the NHL second star of the month of April after going 9-0 during that stretch. Here we go. This series is officially underway. Round 1, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Between the Kings and the Oilers, here comes Alex Edler, shoots, and Mike Smith makes the first save of the series.
Oh, that's a big one. There's a big ruckus right now after that as Darnell Nurse gets involved. This was a set play off the face-off by LA, and things starting early here. Darnell Nurse back in the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers, and Alexander Edler's the one that sneaks in far side. A defenseman activating through the neutral zone. He walks right in and has a real good chance on Mike Smith. Watch this. Beautiful pass up the ice. Athanasiou right under the tape of Edler, and he gets a pretty good shot away. That stop in front by Kopitar is what everybody didn't like. But I expect a lot of this one in this series, Singer. Back and forth affair, and both teams are going to fight every inch.
Matt Roy firing the puck into the Oilers zone. These two teams last met in the playoffs in 1992. Edmonton won that series. fellow by the name of Wayne Gretzky, a part of many series between both of these teams. Edler trying to get the puck out of his own end. Here comes Phil Deneau. Pass off, and here's a save by Mike Smith. Deneau in the corner. Being watched by Duncan Keith. Look at that battle in front of the net between Yamamoto and Iafallo.
Well, let's start it right off the face-off. Deneau versus Draisaitl. There's so many storylines in this series, matchups that will be important. But right out of the gates, you get the feeling that both of these teams said, okay, enough. They saw each other 3 times down the stretch, and they've started off really physical. Here's a little bump on Iafallo. Both guys go down, Draisaitl and Yamamoto. He comes back into the zone, and they continue to battle behind the net. Yamamoto grabs Iafallo, and they just continue to go at it all the way into the front of the net. And then finally, they blow it down. Yamamoto's the only one that's going to get a penalty, though. A little aggressive with that overhand headlock on Iafallo, and the LA Kings go in the power play early in this one.
27th ranked power play in the regular season for the Los Angeles Kings at a 16.1%. Jersey, here's Deneau. Cross ice, room for a shot from Kempe. That one stayed out. They're looking for it. Iafallo finds Kopitar. Darnell Nurse finally back in the lineup. Game time decision, as you heard from Scott Oake. Missed the last 4 games of the regular season. Nurse tracking Kopitar. Nurse poking the puck ahead. Ceci trying to get it out. It's kept in by Dursey. Dursey, who's the power play quarterback in the absence of Drew Doughty on the blue line for the Kings.
Those are big skates to fill for Sean Dursey, who's been a real nice find for Los Angeles Kings, and he stepped in there and performed well, but certainly missing Drew Doughty throughout this season. But they've done it by committee all year long.
The puck skips by Kaliyev. Chance to clear, and McLeod does just that. Jordan Spence has it now. Australian-born 21-year-old. Here comes Athanasiou, the former Edmonton Oiler, coming through a pass. Mike Smith got his pad on it. Kaliyev has it. Spence from the blue line. Kaliyev shoots off the glove of Smith, and the puck cleared out by Evander Kane.
That's a wicked wrister by Kaliyev. He can really rip that puck. Excellent entry by Athanasiou, who's really found his skating legs. Goes in on the entry, little backhand pass over to Moore. Just can't handle it in tight.
Go! Smith out to play it. Skipped over his stick. Duncan Keith was there. Puck stolen. Grundstrom shoots. Smith another save. Rebound and another fabulous stop. Smith finds the puck and he covers up. And we've got a battle again right near the Oilers' net.
You think these guys are fired up to play this first game? Everything around Mike Smith, they're slamming on their brakes. They're not leaving that blue paint. The Los Angeles Kings, obviously, early on, you could tell that's part of the game plan. Try and get into the kitchen of Mike Smith, the 40-year-old goaltender who's been fantastic down the stretch for the Edmonton Oilers. And right here off the skate, Ceci can't clear it. That was in tight. And there's the entry by Athanasiou. Always a great skater. Puts it over to Moore, and he just can't finish it off. And then this one here gets away from Mike Smith, and Lizotte has an excellent chance. And almost a second one, but Evan Bouchard is there with the stick.
4 shots so far on this power play, 6 in total for the Kings. A face-off victory. Mata to Spence, moving up, pass down low, centering pass. Now Kempe catching up to him. Kempe dropped it off for his captain, Kopitar. 9 seconds of the Yamamoto minor. He rejoins. The Oilers trying to get out of their own end. Kopitar's on it. Puck knocked off his stick. Taking off are the Edmonton Oilers at Zach Hyman. Trying to get it over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl there now. Pass over back to Hyman, who has it. Hyman along the boards. Knocked down by Anze Kopitar. Hyman pass behind the net. Skipped by Nurse. A shot blocked by Athanasiou. Nurse trying to keep it alive. Draisaitl's going to get the puck here behind the net. Moving to the corner. Now the far side. Draisaitl. He still has it. Draisaitl, a shot into traffic, blocked. Olli Mata has it for LA, and he's going to ease this puck out of the zone. Down the ice. Play called.
Good response right after an excellent penalty kill. Well, they went to work and had a couple real good chances, but Edmonton finds a way to kill it off. Here's the play, Kopitar on Hyman. punishes him in the corner, puts him down. Hyman pops right back up, stays in that battle. It was Draisaitl and Hyman that were on the ice at the end of that penalty kill. Hyman takes that puck down the ice. Yamamoto gets right into the rush with his line mates, and they cycle that puck down low, and that's exactly where Edmonton wants to go to work in this series.
Brett Kulak a shot, gloved down by Jonathan Quick.
And you know, you heard Jen Botterill talk about the fact there's 4 defensemen playing for the Los Angeles Kings, that this is their first National Hockey League playoff game, and that is going to be a real factor in this series. Jonathan Quick, like Mike Smith, was excellent down the stretch. Won 5 in a row, was on fire, and really was vintage Jonathan Quick, 2-time Stanley Cup winner in 12 and 14. Conn Smythe, in their first ever Stanley Cup win, is ready for battle.
Another face-off win for Edmonton. Kulak to McDavid. The puck available in the corner, picked up by the LA Kings. Taking off with it is Trevor Moore. Flipped the puck all the way down. Barry is there. Kulak takes over from him. Brett Kulak hanging on to it from the red line. He fires it in, took a hit from Moore right in front of the Kings bench. Moore, 48 points on the season for him. Since December 1st, he led the Kings in points. That's the type of season Moore in that second line for the Kings have had.
Yeah, that's a real key factor to this game, too. Victor Arvidsson out of the lineup, personal reasons, missed the skate, did fly with the team yesterday here to Edmonton, but because of that, Brendan Lemieux and Grundstrom are both in the lineup tonight, and Iafallo steps up on that second line with Danault and Moore.
Vogel with a huge hit on this shift. Evan Bouchard waiting for his teammates to come into the neutral zone, and now Duncan Keith fires one. And that just missed. Bouchard, another shot on net, tipped in front. Derek Ryan's attempt skipped just by as the Oilers coming close. Evan Bouchard now settling things down. What an electric atmosphere here in Rogers Place, inside and outside Louis. McDavid flying through, stick handling. Decided not to shoot. Pass back to the point. Keith shoots. Kopitar blocked that one. Puck trickling towards the net, taken care of by Kopitar. Now Olli Maatta, one of the Kings defensemen with an abundance of playoff experience. Here's Kassian with a hit. Zach Kassian in front of him, a shot from long range. Mike Smith, no problem. Pass from Ceci to Ryan McLeod. Skating through the neutral zone, he enters the Kings territory. Reversing a pass to Zach Kassian. He takes a look. McDavid there. McLeod heading to the bench for a change. Alex Edler, and now we have a call on the play. The referee's hand is up. It'll be holding as the LA Kings will be down a man, and it's Alex Edler heading to the box of punishment. What a start to this one. It was McDavid, Edler targeting him.
Life can change fast, like when your baby suddenly becomes old enough to drive. Or when you move out of the city and this is your new neighbor. Or when your parents drop in for a visit and never leave. Yep, life changes pretty fast. A Scotia Total Equity Plan mortgage has the flexibility to change with it. Scotiabank, you're richer than you think.
Join Bet365 now and discover the power of the world's favorite sportsbook. Watch thousands of live games, build your own bet. You can even bet on games while they're still being played. Seriously. And if you can't watch the games live, we'll alert you of any changes. Nice. We're the world's favorite sportsbook, and this is no ordinary betting app.
Make way for the first ever Chevrolet Silverado ZR2. With Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
Dude, this is awesome, but we should get back to work. This good? Perfect.
If you're gonna work remote, work remote. Find new workspaces. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
This period of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Scotiabank. See how we're changing the game at scotiabank.com/hockeyforall.
Well, you know, both teams with some nervous energy early on. You know what's going to happen. You're going to go out there and bang bodies. Trevor Moore with an excellent finish on Brett Kulak early in this one. Warren Foegele steps up. You heard Kevin Bieksa talk about the size on the left wing for Edmonton. That's going to come into a lot of play here. And the Oilers with their first power play as McDavid draws the penalty on Edler.
In 4 playoff games last season against Winnipeg, McDavid didn't draw a single penalty. And to start off this one here, the Oilers on the power play, Edler in the box. It's been a topic of discussion in Edmonton for a long time. And here's Draisaitl trying to carry the puck in. He passes off. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has it now. He hands it off to McDavid. And the Oilers whistled on the offside at the blue line.
Yeah, and all 4 LA Kings were on the blue line, just defending it very well. Good stick right at the last moment to bobble that puck off McDavid's stick by Kempe and creates the offside. And Edmonton just kind of got caught in the neutral zone without any speed. Typically, they're one of the best, actually the best possession entry into the zone on the power play with the likes of McDavid and Draisaitl.
Here comes Connor McDavid. And a nice defensive effort by Mikey Anderson to prevent him from getting a shot through. Barry over to Draisaitl. Cross ice, McDavid gets it to the point. Tyson Barrie from the blue line. Ahead for McDavid. Barrie again at the line. Draisaitl now. Draisaitl moving up, a wrist shot. It was loose for a moment. Covered up now by Jonathan Quick.
A little bit of a switch in formation. McDavid taking that one-time position. Leon Draisaitl on the other side. You'll see some mixing amongst all 3 of the centermen on this power play, including Nugent-Hopkins. Here's a nice little jump on the loose puck for McDavid. Anderson does a nice job to stand in front of him. Doesn't go for puck at all. Couple swings at it, but then gets his body in the right position right there. Just a little bit of a cross check to deter him from walking right in on Jonathan Quick.
Barrie settling the puck down. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going cross ice for McDavid. McDavid controlling. McDavid from the corner. Up top, Barrie. Nugent-Hopkins moving up. Tried to pass down low off a King's stick. Olli Maatta a chance to clear, and he will do so. The Oilers, the 3rd best power play in the National Hockey League in the regular season, 26%. Duncan Keith out there now, 25 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here's a chance, McLeod, and Jonathan Quick got just enough to deny McLeod. Yamamoto to the point. Evan Bouchard has it. McLeod back to Bouchard from the blue line. Duncan Keith has a look. Rink line, here's Bouchard, one-timer. Taken care of, and Phil Deneau for the Kings backhands the puck in the Oilers zone. 4 shots on goal on that power play, which is now expired.
Both teams with 4 shots on their power plays respectively, and that one by Ryan McLeod on the breakaway punches in there. Beautiful save by Jonathan Quick, and a good job in front by Evander Kane. That one surprised in the shot from the blue line.
Derek Ryan going for the puck. Moving up there was Foegele to help out. Now Dustin Brown getting the puck out of his own end. Quick pass over to Kassian. Just missed it. Lazat hit by Russell. The 7th defenseman out there for Edmonton tonight. And Russell sending the puck into the LA zone. Spence, look at those quick moves. And now it's Grundstrom. Big hit in the corner by Kassian on Spence. A shot by Byfield high. Kaliyev keeping it in for the Kings. Quinton Byfield in the corner. Byfield still on it. Byfield from the boards. The Kings with possession. Kaliyev. Now it's Brendan Lemieux. Finally, the Oilers take it away. As the Kings line had some offensive zone time, but they were forced mostly to the outside. Here's Edler to Matt Roy. Ahead for Kempe. Off his teammate's skate, and thus the Kings are offside.
Well, Todd McClellan and Jay Woodcroft were both saying this morning there's going to be a lot of nerves, and sometimes nerves are good because it creates energy. This is a great chance by Ryan McLeod in tight. What an extension by Jonathan Quick, who still has that great flexibility. Little poke check by Yamamoto to Ryan McLeod with speed, and boy, he gets denied. He shakes his head on the bench after that one. It's a dandy chance. This is the hit I was talking about. Boom. On young Spence, and he puts him into the corner. He kind of dusts himself off, gets back up right into the mix, and that's a good sign for the young defenseman for LA, as Kassian has been running around in this game. A lot of different hits. And Spence is one of those young defensemen in his first National Hockey League playoff game. It's a different pace, it's a different intensity, and he handled that pretty well. You're going to get hit. Doesn't matter who you are, you're going to get hit, you're going to get roughed up, and you just got to weather through that and continue to try and make plays. He made a real nifty move right before that to get that puck away, but you hold on to it a little bit too long and you're going to get crushed.
Reliability, dependability, quality. Exactly what you look for in an all-star with the 2022 Honda SUV lineup.
Lou, you mentioned the physical play from Kassian, and it was Woodcroft today talking about that momentum-changing physical dimension. Those are the words that he used to describe Kassian and what he can bring, especially on the forecheck. And he said people know when he's on the ice.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's the speed that he possesses as a big guy, and that's, you know, one of the attributes of Edmonton this year is they have some real fast, big forwards that can get in there and finish a check. He's sporting that black guy, took a high stick in the second last game of the season against the San Jose Sharks, and playoff ready already with that look. Zach Kassian, but you're right, you know what, and the LA Kings will know that, and obviously you're going to hear footsteps, and it's about trying to just work through that nervousness that's going to be there and make the play in that pressure.
2 hits in just over 2 minutes of ice time for Zach Kassian, as we just passed the midway mark here of the first period of Game 1. This series between the Oilers and the Kings, opening night of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here's Kopitar, stick handling pass. Kane coming in with speed as Jersey stripped to the puck. Puljujarvi, a pass over to McDavid. He carries in. McDavid moving to the middle, drops it off for Ceci. Ceci connects all the way over on the other side with Kane. Puljujarvi there. Trevor Moore able to dish the puck and move up with it. Moore on the forecheck. Ceci in front of him. Played the puck to the boards. Mata stopped the puck at the blue line. A wrister. Smith had to be careful. Here's another shot that just skipped by in front of the net. Danault. Around the boards. Spence hit by Kane. Danault centering pass. Iafallo. A shot and a goal. Trevor Moore. The first goal of the series. And the Los Angeles Kings have a 1-0 lead.
And the Kings strike first, and what a laser shot by Trevor Moore. This all started back in the defensive zone. He was voted the most defensive forward, best defensive forward by the LA Kings this year, and he showed it on that last sequence. Below the goal line, made the play to ski it out of the zone, and then in the offensive zone, gets lost up high, and eventually will work his way right back down into the mix. This puck bounces to Iafallo, and he quickly recognizes that Trevor Moore is funneled right to that slot. Play by Danault, puts it into the front. Iafallo follows it right onto the tape, and bang, it's off the stick in a flash, beating Mike Smith on the glove side, 1-0 LA.
Moore, who had 17 regular season goals, 48 points, a new career high for him, goals, assists, and points. Picking up right where he left off. The Oilers' defensive pairing of Ceci and Nurse, they were caught out there for 1:27 on that shift. Spence now to Mata. Olli Mata trying to play the puck ahead. Grundstrom right at the red line. Moore's goal coming from Iafallo and Philip Danault. Here's Blake Lizotte playing the puck. Grundstrom moving in. Mata joining. A backhander stopped easily by Smith. Grundstrom taken down hard by Bouchard. Fishing for the puck was Nugent-Hopkins. The play called.
Yeah, good battle down low once again. There's been a lot of battles in this one.
You're watching opening night coverage of the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. A 1-0 lead for the Kings.
advice. Everybody's got some advice.
Heard about NFTs?
There are books on advice, even shows on advice.
Small business!
In a world full of cookie cutter, one-size-fits-all, trust me, I know it all advice. Maybe it's time for a different kind of advice. Advice that comes from getting to know you, that understands your perspective before giving you a new one. Scotiabank, you're richer than you think.
Welcome to Bet365, the world's favorite sports book. You can bet on football, basketball, baseball, hockey, MMA, and soccer. You can even make a bet while the game is still being played. Yes, you can. But here's the best part. Bet365 is the world's favorite sports book. And this is no ordinary betting app.
Some like you to think they still build the best trucks. But according to just about anybody who's handing out awards, Ram currently builds the best trucks. So if you're shopping for a truck today, here it is. If you're shopping in the past, well, good luck with that. Ram, the #1 brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Get up to $4,000 in discounts for select owners for as low as 2.99%. Choose from the largest Ram inventory in 18 months.
Time to see who's hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes, the official food delivery app of the NHL. Connor McDavid's hungry for excellence. His 44th goal of the season came against Pittsburgh last week. 2 Hart trophies, 4 Art Ross trophies as of this season, 3 Ted Lindsay awards. So this season, well, how about career highs in goals, assists, points, and power play points this season? So such an incredible season by McDavid. It's almost taken for granted, but that's done now. The focus is on this tight, physical game, one with the Kings, McDavid, and the Oilers in need now of a comeback. Turner Ryan.
Thank you, Scott. And here comes Adrian Kempe looking for more for the Kings. That shot blockered away by Smith. Anze Kopitar from the corner. Athanasiou, his shot off target. Kempe has it, though. Found an open Edler. Slot pass, tipped. Smith the save. Rebound. It came over to Hyman, who skates away. Puck taken away by Athanasiou. Kempe to Kopitar. Kempe shoots. Smith the save, and he hangs on.
Excellent speed by Athanasiou to come all the way tracking back and take away that entry by Zach Hyman. And then a shot mentality for Adrian Kempe. Just, this is a beautiful shot pass. Stick gets down by Kempe, presents the target. Edler finds it. That's a good save by Mike Smith. And then the last sequence after that turnover created by Iafallo up in the top line with Kopitar and Kempe. And that's a good save again by Mike Smith to hold on to it for the whistle.
Deneau wins the faceoff. Iafallo to Moore. Flip the puck behind the net. Durzi has it up top. Pass down low. He connects with Moore. Kulak trying to take the puck away. Good support from Deneau. And now Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets in between, protecting the puck, and it's chipped out to neutral ice by McLeod. Anderson ahead for Moore, who's going to head off to the bench. Smith playing the puck over to Barry. He gives it to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, skating through neutral ice. Puck flipped into the corner. McLeod there. He checked the rear view mirror. Zach Kassian cycling the puck. McLeod down low for Nugent-Hopkins, but it went right by him. Kassian tried to body Kopitar. McLeod takes it. McLeod's pass. A little too far for Nugent-Hopkins, who eventually got to it. Puck brought down by McLeod. A backhander. Easily stopped by Quick, who covers up.
Some good pressure in the offensive zone. LA doing a nice job to keep things to the outside and really pressure. Tough along the walls, tough in the corners. And for Ryan McLeod, had that excellent chance late in the power play earlier on. Just kind of tries to throw that one on the backhand side. He sensed that Puljujarvi was driving to the net. And a good save by Jonathan Quick again, who wisely held on to it too. And that's really important for Jonathan Quick to recognize when his team is getting hemmed in the defensive zone, when there's an opportunity to hold on to that puck. That's exactly what he does. But a couple great saves by Quick already in this game. And we talked about both goaltenders coming into this matchup. At the end of the regular season, 40-year-old Mike Smith and 36-year-old Jonathan Quick were outstanding respectively for each of their teams. And you knew it was going to be a battle between the pipes.
So it looks like we have a little bit of an issue on the ice. We'll be back. Stanley Cup playoffs continue on Sportsnet.
We can make anything. We can make visionary ideas come to life. We can make fashion slow and sustainability fast. We can make anything. But whatever we make, let's make sense.
Whether you order an Egg McMuffin, Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, or fries, it all helps on McHappy Day. All day long, buying any menu item helps sick children and their families. McHappy Day, Wednesday, May 11th.
If you haven't tried Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray, what are you waiting for? It's Dawn's fastest and easiest way to clean everyday dishes. On simple messes, just spray, wipe, and rinse. On tough messes, its spray-activated suds have 5 times faster grease cleaning power to break down grease without water. Plus, its targeted spray cleans even hard-to-reach places better. So, replace your dish soap with Dawn Power Wash and spray your dishes clean.
Esso has big news. Now you can redeem PC Optimum points at Esso stations on car washes and fuel. So every trip to the pump is a reason to celebrate. At least we think so.
Ben Stadler's become a member of the Oilers family. The 5-year-old who is battling glioblastoma skated with the Oilers on Thursday, and on Friday, Ben got his own hockey card, courtesy of the Oilers in Upper Deck. He is the Oilers playoff ambassador for Edmonton's 50-50 for round 1 in support of the Kids with Cancer Society and the Alberta Cancer Foundation. By the way, the Oilers are 9-0 with Ben in the building, but he's not here tonight. He's off on a previously planned trip to Disneyland. Nonetheless, he remains an inspiration, and you know the Oilers would like to do it again for Ben. Harner Ryan.
Thank you, Scott. Just love how much the Edmonton Oilers organization involved Ben and his family. An inspirational story. Even made a media appearance earlier in the season.
Pretty outstanding how they've jumped on top of that and grasped that, and really in support of Ben and all kids that are fighting cancer. And you know, for Connor McDavid, he said, listen, it was started off as a small thing. We wanted to make him feel good, and it absolutely exploded. And they love it. And he has a great personal relationship with Ben and his family. They just love that kid to death.
So the Oilers down a goal here in the first period, 6:29 to go, being outshot 14-7 by the Kings, who outshot opponents in 21 consecutive games this regular season. That's the second longest streak in NHL history. So they are used to outshooting opponents, to say the least. Off the face-off, now Roy skating to the puck. Able to get it out of the zone, but Evander Kane forcing it right back in, quick out to play it. Roy up the boards to Moore. The Oilers stopped that momentum at center ice, but play whistle down again.
Download the app and see for yourself why Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook.
Face off to the right of Jonathan Quick. Draisaitl, Danault. Face off victory for the Oilers. Duncan Keith from the blue line. Bouchard, a wrister. Sailed over the net. The puck coming towards the front. And Iafallo took care of business and flipped it out of the zone.
Yeah, real sound defense by the Los Angeles Kings. That's going to be so important throughout this series as Edmonton trying to gain some traction in that offensive zone. They've shut it down so far in this first period. Been very good at limiting time for Edmonton.
Puck battle in the corner, won by LA. Roy skating up ahead. Realized some of his teammates may be heading off on a change. He's going to head to the bench himself. Keith, he finds Cassian. It almost skipped away, and it did. Kempe, here's a quick pass, but Kopitar couldn't get to it. The Kings still have it. Athanasiou, stick handling in the corner. Handed it off to Kempe, but the Oilers blocked that pass and were able to just lift the puck out of the zone. Athanasiou. He has it in his own end. Athanasiou now trying to get past Kane, and he does. Puck sent into the Oilers zone. Dustin Brown there. Fired the puck behind the net. Now it's on the near side. Lazat. McDavid taking over from there. He finds Darnell Nurse. Nurse moving up over the blue line. Nurse has it. Backhander centering pass. Here's a tip from Yamamoto. The Kings were parked in front. And now Mikey Anderson has it. Over to Blake Lazat.
That was a real quick shot back onto the net.
Yamamoto pouncing on the puck. One-timer from the blue line. Kulak. It hit Dustin Brown's stick and broke it. McDavid. Backhand pass to Kulak. Russell waiting for the pass. He has it now. Russell moving to the middle. Brett Kulak moving up. Kulak centering pass. And now Russell keeping it alive for Edmonton. He falls in a collision with Grundstrom. Goes by Kane. Yamamoto trying to poke it back towards him. So the Oilers with some offensive zone time here. Here's McDavid moving into the slot. Pass to Kulak. Shutting the door is Jonathan Quick.
Yeah, that's the kind of shift that Edmonton wants to have. The first time they've exercised their will in the offensive zone. This is still going in front of the net as Anderson and Kulak, a couple of defensemen going at it. Excellent activation by Brett Kulak to keep this play alive. And the LA Kings were down to 4 players with a stick, and they did a nice job to still continue to keep that to the outside. For the most part, you saw Dustin Brown go to the bench, get a new twig, and come right back into the mix. The shot pass to Yamamoto started this sequence off earlier just for McDavid. He recognizes there's a presence in front of Quick. Evander Kane has been all over him early in this game. Standing in front, looking to be that distraction, look for tips. Right here, McDavid draws 3 LA Kings to him down low to Brett Kulak, and then that's where the scrum starts again. Gets his feet moving, takes that middle of the ice after a long period of time in the offensive zone. Maybe the best shift for Edmonton in this game, where they've sustained that pressure and created a couple real good chances.
Derek Ryan out to take the draw against Phil Deneau. Face off to the left to Quick. Chris Russell looking, and he shoots. Quick found it, and he hangs on.
Yeah, good glove hand save by Jonathan Quick, and a quick wrister by Chris Russell. Dressing as the 7th defenseman for Edmonton, and a lot of different options for Jay Woodcroft in Edmonton when he goes 11-7, but does a nice job to step to the middle, find that lane, and Jonathan Quick sees it all the way and gloves it down.
Scramble draw, won by the Oilers. Russell from the point. Got the puck all the way through to the corner. And now it's Warren Foegele. Warren Foegele wins that battle, and he was looking for Ryan. They just couldn't connect, and it's Iafallo who comes away with it. Chris Russell now sending the puck around the boards. Edler to Moore. Iafallo shoots and scores! The Los Angeles Kings have a 2-0 lead late in the first period of Game 1.
And boy, did Iafallo ever bury this one. He just absolutely crushed it. Went through a long stretch this year where he couldn't put the puck in the back of the net, and he just continued to stay with it and played some better hockey down the stretch. And obviously, we talked about it. Arvidsson out of this lineup. This rim around the boards doesn't get out. Good little block by Deneau to be in that spot, keep it alive, and that backhand pass by Trevor Moore. A no-looker stops it, back out in the slot, and he winds up and crushes it. Smith gets a piece of it, but not enough, and it finds its way into the back of the net. This line's been excellent for the Kings. Their best line, have scored both goals, even strength, and they lead at 2-0.
Todd McClellan talking about his players being excited but nervous. He said that's how it should be. He was acknowledging that the excitement level, especially for players like Kopitar, who talked to the media about it too. The first time the Kings have been back in the playoffs since 2018. Here's Nurse with a hit on Athanasiou. Right in front of the Oilers bench.
And Athanasiou was going to play that puck but let it go by him, and he looked to see if there was going to be a penalty on the play. And none in this one too as Athanasiou comes right back and hits Darnell Nurse.
Here's Kopitar, the puck. Just skipped a little too far away. Smith playing that puck. Now Evander Kane trying to get it out. The Kings keep it in. Brendan Lemieux, backhander to the net. Now Cody Ceci firing the puck out of his own end. And yes, Louis, there's a battle brewing there between Nurse and Athanasiou.
Yeah, they've gone at it a couple of times down low in the zone, and it was the step up by Nurse, and there's a hit even by McDavid on Byfield, so really ratcheting up the physicality. It's been a physical one already, but it looks like it's going to be elevated again.
Iafallo's goal coming from Moore and Edler to make it 2-0. Here's Quinton Byfield, stripped to the puck, Kane shoots! And what a fantastic save by Jonathan Quick to deny McDavid and Kane.
Oh, what a terrific pickpocket there by McDavid. But here's the goal again that made it 2-0 for the LA Kings. And Edmonton came out and started to really get physical. That kept alive by Danault. Edler puts it down low. Beautiful pass by Moore to Iafallo, and he buries it for a 2-0 lead. And then Edmonton goes to work. A little energy, a little excitement. Great pickpocket right there. McDavid over to Evander Kane, and look at that splits. Vintage Jonathan Quick to come across and deny on the glove hand side. Wow, he has been dialed in this first period. 11 shots for Edmonton, stopped all of them. Best chance right there for Evander Kane.
Face-off win by LA. Oilers unable to keep the puck in. Ryan McLeod over to Evan Bouchard. Zach Kassian. And here comes McLeod in full flight. Nice move. No shot though. McLeod still on it. Duncan Keith cross ice. Evan Bouchard, wrister. And again, Jonathan Quick coming up with it.
Yeah, you get the sense there's a little bit of an elevation and urgency for Edmonton. Still discussions after this whistle. There's been a lot of that around the blue paint and each respective goaltender. Nice little toe drag here. Ryan McLeod has really had his skates in his wheeling. And then the wrister from the blue line with a presence in front. Moore tangled up with Nugent Hopkins, and somehow Jonathan Quick is able to swallow that one up through that traffic. That's when you know a guy's dialed in. When he's finding pucks through two bodies like that, making it look easy, he's seeing it.
Here's Cody Ceci keeping it in, and now it's Draisaitl in the corner, taken down by Kopitar. Play continues. Darnell Nurse with it. Kempe nearby. Ceci skating straight up. Tried to fire it in. Now a backhander deep into the LA zone. Sean Durzi has it as we enter the final minute of the first period. Puck tipped ahead by Kempe. Starting it off, it's Darnell Nurse now. Connor McDavid moving in with speed. He shoots! He scores! The Oilers captain is on the board, cutting the lead to 1.
Well, guess who? Connor McDavid with an absolutely enormous goal for Edmonton, down 2-0. But you can see things starting to build for Edmonton, and he just takes this and walks through 4 Los Angeles Kings and zips this one short side on Jonathan Quick. Head up, walks on the line. You can see the extension by Manta, but no chance on that one. Mata tries to poke check him at the line, and he buries it.
A goal in the last minute of play here. That puck over the boards into the Oilers bench. Play call.
Well, the first time we've seen McDavid really wind it up from the defensive zone. And this place absolutely blew up after he scored that goal at Rogers Place. The first time they've had fans in the building since 2017. Excellent shot, beats Jonathan Quick, who's been seeing everything, making all the stops. Connor McDavid goes to work. And that lightning fast release cuts the lead in half.
Play started off with Darnell Nurse handing the puck off to McDavid. He has the only assist on that goal. Here's a shot blocked by Kulak. Off the glass and out. Matt Roy skating to the puck. He's able to get it further. Dustin Brown whiffed on it. A chance for Yamamoto. Dying seconds of the period, a slap shot blocked by Grundstrom. And that'll do it for the first period. 2-1 lead for the Los Angeles Kings, but it's Connor McDavid. A goal late in the first period to put the Oilers on the score sheet. Shots 16-13 in favor of the Kings. Coming up in the first intermission, opening night coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue on Sportsnet with Ron McLean and the panel. 2-1 lead here for the Los Angeles Kings over the Oilers after 20.
This period of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Scotiabank. See how we're changing the game at scotiabank.com/hockey-for-all.
Some like you to think they still build the best trucks. But according to just about anybody who's handing out awards, Ram currently builds the best trucks. So if you're shopping for a truck today, here it is. If you're shopping in the past, well, good luck with that. Ram, the #1 brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Get up to $4,000 in discounts for select owners for as low as 2.99%. Choose from the largest Ram inventory in 18 months.
This comes from Katrina in Saskatoon. I'm super freaking obsessed with my PC Money account. My partner Brooke says I won't shut up about it. I love that I can manage my spending, and even though it's not a credit card, I get points on every dollar I spend. Plus, I get free stuff. This year, I'm going for 1,000,000 points. That's awesome, Katrina. If you're super freaking excited, I'm super freaking excited. From banking with no monthly fees to rewards you can get excited about. Sign up for the PC Money account today.
So I'm a beachside hotel. As you can see, I'm pretty relaxed. I don't mean to brag, but I do have multiple pools. I'm looking for someone who likes sand and sun. Active types are cool. I know a lot of fun spots. If you have kids, great. I'm great with kids. And yeah, that's me. Beachside Hotel.
They fixed the car accident damage, and TD Insurance gave us a lifetime warranty on the repair.
Lifetime meaning?
The beast lives.
Get a lifetime warranty on auto repairs for as long as you're insured with us.
I'll see you after school.
TD Insurance, ready to help you move forward.
It is a place that will change you, where the skies dance and the people smile. It is the Northwest Territories.
Welcome to the edge of the world.
Let the adventure begin.
These people have the kind of power you can't fight. Excuse me.
On your marks?
Get set, big.
Who doesn't want a big French chateau?
Are we freaking in magic right now?
There's no such thing as ghosts.
Beware. Found it!